So, good day, champions. Good day, officers. Welcome to IAS Hub. I am Sundaram Ganesh, and today I'm going to discuss with you a very important part of UPSC on how to make notes. Everybody, listen carefully. Making notes is the only way to clear this exam. Reading, you might read a lot of books and you might forget things. Like you read newspaper every day, you won't remember anything the next day. So UPSC demands lot of writing, and I'm going to share the most important part of UPSC preparation on how to make the notes of entire syllabus in 3 to 4 months. Once you have made the notes, you can revise them 10 times, and that is when you will remember very minute details which will help you crack your prelims and mains exams. So let's start off on how to make notes for UPSC. So before that, let me introduce and let me tell you two very important points which helped me and which helped a lot of people. Okay, so imagine if you guys are given a work, for example, cleaning your academy, and they've told you to do cleaning for the whole day. You and me, all of us would be working very slow. We would do one cleaning and then we will talk to each other. The speed of work will be very slow. So, same way, when you sit in the morning thinking that I'll study the whole day, the speed of your preparation would be very slow because body will try to conserve energy. How to break this? The best way out here is 1 hour sessions. So, how to go ahead with this? When you're sitting to study, keep your phone, set a stopwatch for 1 hour and place the phone aside. And 1 hour, you don't get up, whatever the thing is, and you keep studying and writing your notes for 1 hour. And your mind knows that it's only 1 hour you have to do. So you do faster, you do quicker, you cover more syllabus. And this is a proved fact. And after 1 hour, the alarm will ring. Get up, take a break of 5 minutes, drink a cup of tea, go talk to your mother, come back, and then the next 1 hour sessions. So, my dear friends, be very clear. If you start in morning 5 o'clock and say that you're going to study till night 10 o'clock, you would be very slow. You would go slower, you would go calmer to save your energy. But 1 hour sessions, if you try to practice 1 hour sessions, your body tells you, oh, it's only 1 hour, let me give it the best. And you cover more pages, you write more notes, and you get amazing results when you try this 1 hour session. So my first secret is 1 hour session. Okay. Now let me go to the second motivating factor which motivates me a lot is the calendar. This is a very important part of preparation. Let me tell you a story. I spend a lot of money. I love buying things. I love eating outside, and I love doing all sort of stuffs. So I spend a lot of money, and I feel bad about it. So, for not to feel bad, I don't keep a track of my expenditure every month. If I keep a track of my expenditure every month and the amount comes to 1.5 lakh rupees, I'll feel sad. I'll feel more sad, and that will affect me. So, what do? I never keep account of my spending, and I keep telling myself that, yeah, I'm okay, and it's going on. Same way, when we study, and we don't keep a track of time, we might be losing time there. So the another important part which motivates you every day should be your calendar. Okay, now imagine today is 21st and you start in the morning with the first 1 hour session. You finish off the first 1 hour session and you mark a line there. Then you mark, okay, you finish the second 1 hour session, you mark a line. Third 1 hour session, fourth, fifth, sixth, seven, eight. So preparing for UPSC, I would expect you guys to do at least 8 to 9 hours a day. And this will keep a track on how many hours you have done on 21st. The next day, you will again keep a mark on your calendar how many 1 hour sessions you have done. The next day when you get up, these lines will be there to motivate you. Oh, I've done 8 hours. Let me try 9 hours on 24. Let me try to do a bit more. And this lines would be your friends. They'll motivate you to work harder, work smarter. Now, if you miss one day, 24th, you have not done anything, the next day calendar will remind you, oh, there are no lines. And you would get tensed. You would start working harder and you would try to compensate 25 by doing 10 hours in one day. So this is why I said two important ideas here. 1 hour session. Second is the calendar. These two are very, very big motivators. Hold on to them till your entire preparation. And let me guarantee you, if you follow this path, in 3 to 4 months, you will finish off your entire UPSC syllabus, important NCRTs and important books. And then you have a hell lot of time to revise 10 times. That is when you will remember facts. That is when your preliminary is going to crack. If you just read it once, you won't remember things. For example, let me say, in geography, you have something called as basic lava and acidic lava. Everybody teaches and everybody knows it. But once you have read it only once or twice, you get into the exam hall and you start thinking, which one had more iron? Was it basic? Was it acidic? And if that becomes a confusion, you cannot solve your questions. You will lose marks. So whatever you know, you should be 100% sure about it. And that can only be achieved with 10 times revision. So you have to revise what you study 10 times to achieve this. And that is very, very important part. Now, how to revise 10 times? Is it possible? So many books, NCRTs, so many subjects, current affairs. How am I going to revise 10 times? The secret comes in the next slide. Okay, so let's start off how to make notes. Notes making is very, very tough. You might feel it's so easy to sit and read, but it's very tough to sit and write. It's very tough. And people would not prefer it. But I wish there was an easier way out of this exam, but there is no easier way. You have to write your hell out of this exam. So let me tell you the story of UPSC, what I understand. UPSC, clearing UPSC is two big mountains. It's two big mountains. The first mountain is very hard. There is no water. It's very slopey. There are no steps. You have to climb very, very hard. It's very tough. It's very hot. And then the second mountain is very easy. There is an escalator. You just have to stand and it will take you up. And here is the flagpole for UPSC. The first mountain, which is tough, is the writing mountain. The second mountain, which is easier, is the revision mountain. So you cannot climb the second mountain without writing your notes for the first time. So first time when you are starting to prepare or any time of your preparation, start writing your notes. And it's not like you write your notes as we used to do in school, copy everything from the textbook and write it in the book. No, the notes should be very comprised, very precise, so that we can read it 10 times. And when you read a paper 10 times, now this is the notes I made. I have read it 10 times. The whole paper flashes in front of me. I can even say which line it is written in which part of this paper. So I'm going to tell you how to do. So this is my notes for geography. I had prepared for geography NCRT, and the notes should be very, very comprised. You should not write even one sentence that you know. For example, NCRT 6th standard geography starts by telling you there are 9 planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. And then somebody starts writing that. No, you don't have to. You know it. The shape of the Earth is geoid. You know it. You don't have to write it. So the notes should be as if, let me tell you the best way to explain this. Imagine you have an exam and you have to score 100 out of 100 marks. You have not studied anything. And you are writing a cheat or a bit to be taken to exam. We used to write bits and take it to exam, right? Those who have written, they would find this easier. So you write it in small papers, you write minimum words which you can understand and recreate the answer. Our notes should be in that way, minimum number of pages, so that our mind feels comfortable revising it again and again. It should be very precise. You should not write anything that you know. Now let me tell you my notes. Now here I have 5 chapters of NCERT in this one single A4 sheet. To comprise, I have divided the A4 sheets into 3 columns. I could have written it like this, the complete paper. Why? I'm not trying to save paper here, but lesser number of pages, I can revise it more and more. I feel more confident to read it. If I give you a bundle of 100 pages, if I give you a bundle of 5 pages, you might find it reading 5 pages easier. So I have 5 chapters. So this is the chapter Bangladesh, you have Sri Lanka, you have Indonesia, you have Malaysia and China. So 5 chapters of NCERT in one A4 sheet. Now I can read it 100 times and revise, or 10 times, and I can revise, and I would never forget what I have written. So it's very, very, very important writing notes. It's very tough. The first note which you will write would be the toughest note of your life. It would take a lot of time. So start with 7th standard geography NCERT. And the time I give for my students to write an NCERT is 2 days. You cannot take more than 2 days. That's the maximum time you can take to write an NCERT if you're preparing, if you're seriously preparing. So your target should be reading at least 70 pages in one day and converting them into notes. And the notes should be very, very like, you remember 2014, we stopped something called as Telegram. Not the Telegram we use now. It was like single letters cost money. So when you have to send a telegram to someone, for example, if a person is in Dubai and you wanted to send a telegram to him, your father is dead, please come home as soon as possible to do a ritual. You don't write the whole sentence. You would write, father dead, come fast. So minimum words you should write your notes. Let me tell you an example of an NCERT chapter, which was Indonesia, the country of Indonesia. So see how I have written the notes. First, I have used diagrams to understand the islands, Sumatra, Java, Borneo. And there was a question in 2017. The equator passes through which 2 islands of Indonesia? So I know Sumatra and Borneo because I've done it. Now, Indonesia, see, I've written the point. It has mountain relief. I did not write Indonesia has mountain relief. No, short, mountain relief. Narrow plain coast. The coast is very narrow plain, except the eastern side of Sumatra. Except this area, the plain is very thin, coastal plain. Then you have volcanic activities and tsunami. I've written that also. Now, climate and vegetation. It has equatorial climate. I did not write it has. Equatorial climate. Eastern part, dry summer. So the eastern part of Indonesia has dry summer. Forest, less dense as we move from west to east. So see how I've written west to east. I know because I have written it. So when you go to an exam, you can only understand a bit if you have written it. So same way, your notes should be very, very comprised. Food crops, rice, maize, cassava. Cash crops, sugarcane, tobacco. Then you have some other points. 2/3 of the area forest. You also have petroleum, natural gas, coal. Finished. One whole chapter of NCERT. Now I can read it 10 times. I'll never forget what I have written. That's easier part. But to do it, you have to first put in your effort and write your notes. When you have your notes written in the first 4 months, all NCERTs of all subjects, important books, your notes is there. Then you start revising the easier part. You read it 10 times, then you solve questions, then nobody can stop you from clearing prelims and appearing for mains. So this is where I think all of us should start preparing, writing notes in a very, very comprised manner. Don't feel that, oh, I have a lot of money, let me write it in big books. No, because the bigger the notes, you would find it difficult to revise. So the note should be comprised as possible. And you should write everything that you don't know and never write a single word that you know. Now, this is just, I've zoomed it for you. So you should use maps. You can use maps. You can use flow charts. Flow charts, right? From here, next step here, then you have this. You can use flow charts. You can use maps. So see, the map of China, I have denoted many rivers, mountains, basins, everything I've mapped in the one single map. Thank you. I hope all of you are motivated. Trust me. And the time frame for one NCRT is 2 days. You will finish an NCRT in 2 days. That's very, very important, because if you don't stick to time frame, if you take first NCRT and they do it in 5 days or 6 days, then you start calculating, okay, 20 NCRT into 5, 100 days. Oh, 3-4 months is already gone. Then I have to start main subject. When will I study? So the time frame is very, very important. 2 days, one NCRT is done. If you have missed 1 or 2 chapters, no problem. Next day, third day, you should start with the second NCRT. So make your own plan. Find out what all important NCRTs in each subject you have to do, and that should be where you start. For geography, I would say start from 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. 6 is very easy. It would give you motivation. And once you go second, third NCRT, your writing speed improves, which is useful for your mains. Your reading speed improves, which is useful for your prelims. So you're preparing for your prelims and your mains at the same time. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. This is Sundaram Ganesh signing out.